Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to Somtechno portal. Today, we will briefly talk about somewhere in East Africa. Probably we'll go to Sudan, and let us see what is going on. I think probably everyone knows what is going on in Sudan. And let us see the war and anger inside Sudanese collapsed capital. As we all know, clashes between the Sudanese army and the paramilitary RSF continue for second month. Hope is for settlement to end the fighting still appear in slim, and the conflict's humanitarian fallout has already been dire, with thousands of civilians killed and another 100,000 displaced, especially in the country's urban areas, where the fighting has been most concentrated. And also a humanitarian ceasefire, which both sides have agreed on the last week, has led to a slowdown in fighting, but has not prevented skirmishes between both sides. I think they never stopped the fighting. Both still are fighting. But even though they agreed and they signed it, they accepted everything. Another point is that regional and international actors have so far made a little progress in bringing the parties to the negotiating table, because the negotiation table is not bringing anything, and neither of them is making a decisive gain. The military, the army, and the other, both of them stuck in a situation where neither of them are able to overrun with the other. But now there is a little bit signs that the Sudanese army could win the war, but as they already expressed their intention is not to wipe out the RSF, but to reduce their power and to make them unable to compete with the military. Sudanese military is the only institute that is responsible for the safeguarding the nation, the Republic of Sudan. But there is a danger if this if this gain is from the military is went to a slow, then there could be a danger that the war could split into another areas, and it will be very hard to control. In any way, Sudan is facing big trouble due to the humanitarian but the good thing is that the war still remains in the collapsed capital, but some regions are doing very well and still stable and in the hand of the Sudanese military forces. So that is a good, but unless Sudan army, you know, makes or overwhelms with the RSF, I think the risk of Sudan into going into a civil war is a risk. Is a much is likely to happen, because if the military doesn't overrun fast, then this could pave the way total civil war, and that is what we are afraid that's what we are afraid as we are the people who live in the Horn, because Sudan is very important to the IGAD, and without Sudan, IGAD is can do nothing, and seems to be another challenge for East African nations, because already they were, struggling with the Somali situation, and now, in addition to that, Sudanese crisis is another big problem, another big issue, because Sudan is larger than Somalia, and it has the fear is that foreign intervention is possible, and it is already underway. That could make harder to solve anyone, even in the United Nations, Arab League, or African Union. This could be a big problem. I think soon or later, African Union will appoint an envoy to Sudan, just like what happened in Ethiopia at the time of war between the federal Ethiopian federal government and the TPLF. So I wish Africa, IGAD, and African nations should focus on now, should step into the Sudan, because unless there is a third party, the situation could go from bad to worse and could escalate. In any way, we hope both sides to respect civilian institutions, just like universities, healthy institutions. Even though all these kind of things, all these are collapsed, and the damage is being done, and but we urge both sides to respect for civilian movement, those who are moving to their urban areas or provinces shouldn't be held as a hostage, and we hope both sides will respect, and already I think United Nations Human Rights Watch, and also some IGAD countries are registering all all the those who are targeting human civilians. The most important thing is to respect and pay attention to the humanitarian access shouldn't be stopped. Thank you very much.